everyone, and welcome to REZOcast episode 81 with a crazy start here in the live feed. But this is Lego, and I've got with me Hove, Mana, and Triton. We've got the full crew here tonight to talk about all the crazy Destiny news that we got this week. We didn't have much of a TWAB, but we had a huge development roadmap update, and so we're going to dive into that today. But first, how was y'all's week? Hove, how was your week, man?
I just realized no one sent me any words.
Oh,
just use the ones that we just
yeah,
used.
yeah. You can use the other words.
Yeah, I don't like those ones.
No,
well,
you definitely got to use those.
This week, the biggest thing for me is that Paul Ryan isn't running. I don't know. It's been a good week, man.
That is actually big news, though. That he's not. He announced that he's not going to go back for re-election in November.
What was the question?
Well, how's your week, Hove?
Oh, it's been pretty good.
What's the question? He's falling apart already.
It's like we're at Twitter questions or something.
Yeah, I played some games. Did some things. Yeah.
Nice.
That sounds like an exciting week.
Yeah, it wasn't that exciting. I slept. I slept a lot. I don't know. That's about it.
Well, here we go. I'll tell you a little bit about my week because it involves Hove.
It does?
Yeah, because I played a lot of...
Wait, I did do something exciting.
Okay.
I got an SNES Classic.
Yep.
Oh.
Very nice.
And you're planning on streaming some of it too, right?
Yeah, just as much as I stream PS4 and PC.
Makes sense.
Every day. All day.
60% of the time, every time. Once a year.
Okay, well, I really do want to butt in and say a little bit about my week because it involves Hove and because we... Dang it, I forgot. I was going to introduce myself as it, but I really did forget because of our start or something. But we had... so I played a lot of Rumble, played a lot of Mayhem. I got lots of thoughts about the 6-man Rumble. Lots of not-so-great thoughts, but we'll get into it. I also have really good thoughts because it's Rumble and I love Rumble. But we also played some games of PUBG, and during that... like one of the first kills I got randomly, like while we were playing, it was Hove and Dewey and some.
No, he killed you, I think.
Yes, he did. He killed me, and we came around a corner. And I was like, Fartmaster 3000 got me, and Hove was like, Hove just started laughing so hard. He thought I called the guy Fartmaster for killing me.
Did like an insult?
Insult. To be fair. First of all, we all know Lego. Anyone who listens to this, Lego, is very wholesome. He doesn't say he's not gonna call him he's not gonna call him like a dirty cocksucker. And he didn't say like the guy's name was Fartmaster 3000, but we were all in a fight, so we weren't looking at the kill feed. And he didn't say, to be fair, Lego, you didn't say, "Oh, Fartmaster 3000 got me." You just went, "Oh, Fartmaster," and we were like,
"Yeah, that's."
Did you just call that guy Fartmaster, Lego? And he was like, "No, that's his name." And the kill feed was gone. And we were like, "No, you're a liar. You just made that up. You called that guy Fartmaster."
Like, I swear, his name was Fartmaster 3000.
So yeah. Lego is now in my Discord. Every couple weeks I change his name. For a while he was Lego Le Sack. Right now he's Lego Le Fartmaster. Yeah.
But that's also changed between Fartmaster 3000.
I feel like if you were a Fartmaster though, you might have pelvic problems at some point in your life, right? Yeah,
maybe I'd have those pelvic problems.
But, your pelvic problems don't matter as long as you got a nice big bubble butt.
Are you... He's just saying all his words immediately.
Listen. My words were bubble butt, which is in one general area, pelvic, which is in that same general area, and Paul Ryan, which is also in that same general area.
Okay, that's a great topic, though, that you could discuss at least.
That was I felt like it was pretty good how he used all three of them just now. But Mana, how was your week, man?
That was just a monster mash of pelvic regions.
Ding.
I didn't even see that coming.
You know what else you didn't see? Never mind.
I was thinking about it. No, I'm not that part. But I've been playing a lot of Fortnite honestly this week. I didn't play any Destiny.
I thought you played Trials.
Did I play Trials over the weekend?
Because I thought I saw you bitching about it. Or was it the week before? No, it was Countdown.
It was Friday. It was Friday. Yeah, I wasn't impressed on Friday. I think it's weird because when there was Radar, I liked the was it Countdown? I liked Countdown more than I liked Survival. without radar, I now like survival more than I like countdown. And it's just like something happened. I don't know. Maybe it was the map because the Burning Shrine remake. What is that called? I can't remember what it's called.
Burnout.
Burnout. Yeah.
Burnout. Yeah, Burnout.
I was way off.
I only had one. It sounded right, honestly, but then it was a 2 against 1. I was like, you're right. Okay.
Way off.
But what was I going to say? Oh, Burnout has yes.
Yeah.
It
Burnout.
had
Burnout.
power weapon spawn, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of in the middle, but the map that we just had on last weekend had 2, and there was a lot of people not pushing until they have Legend of Acreus. And it kind of was all the good teams. I mean, I don't blame them, but like all the better teams that we had struggles with and or lost to didn't really push until they had the shotgun, which of course, you know what Legend of Acreus does. So it was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of meh.
Did you get the shotgun though?
I still don't got it now.
Did anybody on your team get it?
It was mainly everyone but me actually getting power ammo, and I was sad. Yeah, I was running around with a sniper trying to do something.
Oh man, I liked Trials a lot on Countdown, but I'm with you in that I enjoy survival more
I did too,
right now. But I also feel like I need more time with because Countdown had more changes, it feels like, than survival. Because with survival, you've got a lot of the weapon changes and a lot of power ammo changes affecting it. Whereas with Countdown, you have revives, and the revive timer is so fast now that it's almost like D1 original elimination, like how fast you can get people up. And so it really changes the game. You have to watch your revives where you didn't have to do that before, or at least not really, and so it really changes the game type. And I feel like I need like more time with it. I only got to do like 1 or 1.5 runs. And I feel like I can't make an opinion about whether I like or dislike. It's just like it was just different,
See,
so they did change the revive timers because I was like, certain points were like, man, they're actually running a revive train right now. Like what? Like this is a thing again? Like
well, especially if you get like say 3 of your guys are down and you're the last man standing, but they killed all 3 of your guys in the same area. You get that 1 revive, and even though your revive token's gone, he can revive.
Oh, that's right. That was the thing.
That was the other thing that was different. Your token was gone if you rezzed or got rezzed, right? Previously.
Yep. If you died, you lose your token. But now, as long as you don't lose it or use it, you don't lose it. If you
Is it true?
One of those.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yes.
No, I didn't. I hadn't played on Countdown besides Trials, but like when we just did the comp playlist, I remember what's the map that they introduced for Trials? That Eternity, the white one. Yeah, I liked that one a lot. Like I said, it wasn't Trials; it was just comp. But when we played Countdown on that in the competitive playlist, I really liked that map. So I'm curious to see how that'll play out for Trials. That'll probably be in not tomorrow, but the following week. I'm assuming they'll probably get it back in there pretty quick. But
I would think so too.
Trenton, how about you, bud? We missed you.
I know. I did miss you guys. More mana and Lego than hope, but still, I did miss everyone collectively. I've had a really good week, actually, or a good couple of weeks. I think I was telling one of you guys that I got the PlayStation VR pretty recently, so I actually give that a try every now and then, and it's kind of neat. Like some of the games are pretty immersive. You're kind of always fighting that balance between fidelity and presence, but I happened to get a couple games that were like really interesting. So one of them is Werewolves Within. So you sit around and half of you guys are werewolves or lycanthropes, and then half of you people are villagers or you're.
Wait, you just made that game. You just made that game.
No, it's definitely that game. No.
God damn it!
I played the card version.
Motherfucker. One of his one of his words was lycanthrope.
Okay, first of all, you called a game called Werewolves Within. You sit around like this little campfire, and you're talking. Yeah, there it is. And you're trying to figure out.
And I own it on Steam. So, I mean.
Who is the werewolf? And you kind of can lean in and talk to people, and you could be like this priest, and you could like look down the prey to see if, it would reveal half these people. And if it does, then, you could say, hey, this is the werewolf. Or if they catch you doing it, the werewolves can out you. So it's actually really like interesting as long as everybody is like at least willing to participate in a game like that. So,
yeah, like when I was a kid, we called that Guess Who, and we had these little cards you flipped out.
Okay, well, it's $9.99 at GameStop, and the freaking VR is so expensive. I was like, I got to get a cheap game. It was E for everyone, but it's like one of those E for everyone's but your experience online changes everything. So I was like, first time I played it, kid's not playing this.
I just can't believe that I picked a word that went right in line with game that Triton was going to talk about anyway.
Very impressive.
What the heck? No, it's not impressive. That's terrible. I gave him an easy
out. Offended. Look, he's so disappointed in himself.
I mean, otherwise, yeah, Lycanthrope is tough. I'd have to like bring up like one of the Underworld movies or something like that.
That's actually what came
to
my head
in there.
Yeah,
so Underworld or something of that nature.
I just watched 30 Days a Night not that long ago. So
does that have werewolves in it?
Oh no, that's vampires.
Because then your point is irrelevant.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was playing that. Destiny-wise, actually, I think I tweeted out the other day, I've really been digging doing PvE. So I've been trying to play that as much as I can. Been getting the heroic strikes done. Everything feels a little bit different. So I know we're kind of in like this liminal state where it's like, oh, well, we're moving to a better place, but it's all the same content. And so I'm really enjoying it given the fact that nothing else is really changing content-wise. So I think I'm really going to enjoy it more when you're getting to explore new areas and do new things and kind of maybe push the boundaries of some of the things that they've updated, because I think some of those things could be future thinking. So hopefully the things will play out even better as we move into different content. So I'm excited, and I've enjoyed doing public events again. Actually, I did the Nessus ones this week, and people were there. I got them done in like 5 without being there by myself. Like, no, I don't want to be by myself. So it was nice. Yeah, pretty good week all said and done.
That's cool. And we've got some PvE changes coming up soon in the...
Rip Lego.
Rip Lego.
He's gone.
No, he's playing with us.
No, he's not.
I know.
It looks like... Oh, wait, he's still there because he muted himself.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I think you just said there's some stuff coming up in the TWAB. They laid out the new roadmap. I guess the roadmap actually came out yesterday. Which was odd. I don't know. Why not just bring it out in the TWAB? It seems strange. It's not a big deal either way. I was just, whatever. Also, we need to, after last week's shitty ghost for a Nightfall reward, we got a good hand cannon this week, so I'm going to be trying to grind for that hand cannon.
Ooh, maybe I should jump on that.
I actually have not done any Nightfalls, so... Yeah,
the sniper was really good 2 weeks ago. Last week was a ghost that everybody's pissed about. This week's a good hand cannon, so...
Good hand cannon.
Lego, you're back. Hi.
I've been here the whole time. I've been hearing y'all. That was weird. I don't know.
We couldn't hear you. You froze.
You just totally froze.
Yeah, you froze on the screen.
Oh, that's so weird. No, I'm fine.
It's a sign.
It sucks, though, because it wasn't one of those freezes that we could, like, meme later. Like, you froze at a pretty normal posture and face. It was unfortunate.
It was so weird because I was, like, talking with y'all, and y'all were just all staring at me, and then you started talking over me, and I was like, why? What is happening? Why aren't they listening?
We should turn super rude.
Listen, we need to do that. I'm going to, like, have a text ready to go one night, and I'm just going to say, like, now. And we're just going to all start it. We're going to go like, Lego, what? Okay. And we'll just act like he's not here. And we'll see how long we can go on before someone laughs. That's a new game we're going to play.
Well, you lead the way, Hope. You started this train. Let's see where it goes.
Also, I literally just got a text from you that said, can you hear me? So, yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I was pretty much done. I just heard you were saying, the TWAB and everything. And I said, we got the roadmap yesterday, actually, before the TWAB. And we were talking about PvE stuff, and I just said, I got to get back into... I've been doing some PvE this week. I did some with Dewey a little bit ago, but I want to get that the hand cannon for the Nightfall.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to bring up is that...
I know.
Even though, like, I didn't go into the Nightfall this last week because it was just a ghost, I didn't really have any desire, and even though the unique rewards, like the ghost wasn't as appealing and the hand cannon and the sniper, may not be as appealing as some people would like, it's given me a reason to actually go play PvE again when I didn't. And I've seen a lot of streamers doing the Nightfall as well. Like, they're just running it while they're talking to chat. Briar was doing it today. And I was just like, I'm like, oh, I want to go in and get that hand cannon. It was actually fun going with Wilson and a bunch of other guys this last week, and Fury and all of them, to try and get the sniper. I guess that was a week and a half ago. But I am looking forward to doing that again with the challenges, and you kind of like optimize your Nightfall strategy if you're not like cheating in the lost sectors or anything like that. You kind of end up optimizing like, okay, these enemies spawn here, and you almost treat it like a raid, and it really brings like a new dynamic to PvE content that we've had, but it just, puts it in a new way. And I don't know, I think it's pretty fun the way the new Nightfall stuff plays out over time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean,
indubitably yet though, so well, that wasn't one of my words either. So
two things I want to point out, one kind of good and one bad. Quickly, I happened to see, I don't remember where it was like a comment on an article about Destiny or something, and it was somebody tweeting something like, or commenting something like that they quit like they don't play Destiny anymore because the microtransaction system is so terrible. And I was like, they like, yeah, they have them, but like we are past that. Like that's been changed.
Wow.
Like you need to get with the
now
program.
it's just extremely optional. Like most people don't do anything with that.
I mean, I don't think we're completely past it. I mean, we don't have sparrows and ghosts really anywhere else.
Yeah, but all those things that, like, when they opened it up to you get the engrams and you can get that stuff, like, that fixed the major, like, microtransactions no one's ever going to be completely happy about. And that's fine, and I'm with that. But, like, it was over the top bad for a little bit. And they were like, oh, okay.
It is much better now. And I don't even think about it. I have actually, this is how much I don't care. I have, like, 5 bright engrams, like, or maybe even 6 sitting on my hunter just from playing Rumble and I don't go to the tower to turn them in. And so I just keep having to clear out my postmaster because they're starting to pile up in there from all the other engrams. It's just I don't care to turn them in.
Well, because you're lame.
Isn't it right?
So I like playing the game.
At that point, like with postmaster and test, like
Fartmaster?
They're like right there.
That's true.
They're very close.
Yeah. Well, I just don't go to the tower at all. That's the issue.
Huh. Leaving your fellow guardians hanging by the...
Oh,
anyway,
such an elitist doesn't go to tower.
He is an elitist, yeah. No, the other thing I saw today, I just happened to be scrolling through Twitter earlier, and I saw Lumi tweet out his Twitch link and said Rumble is fun again. And then Anbu tweeted out that he was playing Rumble with Lumi and, a couple of those guys from, like, BSK. Trav and somebody else, like, they were back and playing Rumble and enjoying it.
Wow.
So I thought that was, not that, Lumi himself, like, because Lumi's playing it, everything's okay. But, like, the fact that some of those people are even starting to trickle back and are having fun and recognize that this is a start and it's at least fun again, that's a bigger deal than I think, some people may realize. Yeah. It's a good sign, anyway.
I actually, that was the next thing I wanted to talk about was the 6-man Rumble change. And I know, like, a lot of people who listen to this podcast probably know how I feel about it already, but I want to know what you guys feel about it, because a lot of big Destiny names have been like, like Lumi said, like, Rumble's back, feeling great, and a lot of different people are throwing around these different opinions, and mine are very different. And so I wanted to hear what you guys thought about the 6-man change from the 8-man Rumble that we got 2 weeks ago.
Well, quickly, I do want to point out, I don't think... I didn't see him playing 8-man. I think his Rumble's fun again was more just based on the Go Fast update as opposed to the 8 versus 6. That's all.
Yeah, I see. But I am still curious of y'all's opinions.
Well, let me go first because I don't play Rumble. That I have no opinion. So there's that. I'm just gonna I'll just chime in with like as Hove and Mana talk. So.
Mana's gonna second that.
I'll go second and just,
okay.
I've only played the 8-man Rumble once, and I haven't tried out the 6-man Rumble, but I do lurk on the interwebs, and I've seen a lot of conflicting back and forth.
I have seen that.
About the change. It's actually incredible how many like different things like this like maybe indifferent right there.
What are you grabbing right there?
I'm digging the visuals, man. Go ahead.
Bubble butt.
Just go with it. The bubble butt.
Oh, no,
I'm saying, just like over the past couple of days, I've just been seeing so many. I'm just like, do I even want to jump back in? Is it going to? I'm afraid now. But yeah,
no,
I haven't tried it.
I think either way. Before I even give my opinion, I don't think either one of them is like objectively like bad. I think they just are very different for just taking away 2 people. They play very differently. Lego, I know you don't enjoy 6, but as much as 8, but like you didn't hate it, did you? Like you still played a lot. Okay, that's what I mean.
I still like Rumble.
Right. Neither one of them is like awful, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think as is, I think I liked 6 better. But one of your big complaints, Lego, which makes total sense, like, and I don't think it has anything to do with it being 6. There's more people. It seemed like, at least when you were playing, you ran into a lot of games where at least 1 or 2 people would leave, and then you come across 5-man, 4-man, even as low as 3-man.
Yeah,
that becomes way too slow. I think if you have a full lobby of 6, I do think I liked it a little bit better than 8, only because, like I said in 8, the only way to go on any sort of consistent streak was to get a kill, get out of the spawn just outside, turn around, fight like those people. Like you knew where everybody was going to be. And I know playing spawns is important, but it was literally just waiting for someone to spawn there when you were already there. It wasn't pushing to a spawn, moving around the map. It was like hold down an area and just wait for people. And it was just so fast, and I like fast, but it just felt, I don't know, I just didn't care for it. Now with 6, I think I like the pace of it better if you had all 6, because you had time to kind of pick your engagements, move around the map. But like I said, I do agree with you. The second you lose one person in it, it really slowed down. But
so you think if the lobby is full, would it be a better
I like it
as a whole?
I like it better, but I still think, I'm talking the week we had 8 versus the week we had 6. I still am of the opinion that they should have adjusted spawns on 8 as opposed to adjusting spawns and lowering it to 6. I would have liked to have seen them mess with spawn timers, spawn areas, whatever kind of metrics they use for spawns. I would have liked to have seen them keep 8 and mess with spawns in whatever way they wanted to. Timers, areas, whatever. But out of the way it was and the way it is, I like this better with a full lobby.
Here's a couple things I've been hearing online about. Okay, so a lot of the people that liked the 8v8 liked how it was just completely just chaotic. You know, it's like you go in there without just a care. You're going to get destroyed, or you might be the one destroying with like power or whatever. But it's just like it was just pure chaos. Now, one of the main complaints I see a few people, even Hush actually said in one of his videos, now that there's 2 less people, it sets the tone of the game just slightly slow enough that it might be like sweatier now, as in like people
absolutely
have enough time to now do, be more aggressive and stuff like that. And Wendler is saying in chat right now, just a lot of power is running around.
That was another
in
point
one of Hush's video. He actually just got spawn killed. He was trying to test out, I think it was the Nightfall pistol or hand cannon.
Yeah,
and, he got spawn killed maybe 6 times in a row just by people running around with power ammo. So
yeah, that was actually my point. Whenever people talk about the 6-man, 8-man, I'll kind of lay out what I feel, because I think it eventually comes down to a preference. Do you like going more 1v1, less chaotic, more controlled? Because that's 6s, and I hear a lot of people really like that. If you want more chaotic, more action, fast-paced, and where people are stealing kills, like that's going to happen a lot with 8 people on the map, then you want 8 is more your style. And I personally preferred the 8 where it was very chaotic, because if you survive throughout, if you get on a 15 kill streak, like when 8 people are going around, it's like the best feeling I've ever felt playing Destiny 2. And so that's like, even with power, because you kill someone with power and then you slide in, pick up their power ammo, and then kill the next guy, and it's just non-stop, like continually. You have to be thinking on like a really high level and know where the walls are, exactly where cover is to stay behind and stuff like that, which you do during 6s too. It's just more controlled and refined, and the players who are better are pretty much going to shine more unless somebody gets power ammo and does what you were saying, which is killing spawns. And that was so I said like how I feel about the 2 and what I prefer, but also there is this spawn issue, and I'm with Hove. Like I hope that they eventually go back to 8s and adjust the spawns to be more spread out and random, so you can't exactly figure out where people are going. But even and people complained about spawn camping in with 8 people, but spawn camping in with 6 people is even crazier, because if you get power and you're in a spawn area, you control that spawn. No one's challenging you because they're all spread out throughout the map. There's only 6 of them. No one's coming into your territory, and so it's easy for you to control that spawn. I got power ammo and killed the same guy 6 times in a row, because I was in Dead Cliffs and he spawned.
He was the one spawn killing Hush in his video.
Yes, I might have been, because I just wanted to prove a point. Like, I'm like, you people made this 6, I'm going to destroy all of you, because this is what you're forcing me to do to win. And I would just rather it be more chaotic and be challenged more. And so that's kind of like how I feel about it. It is a preference thing, but that's how I feel about the spawning issue.
Well, I think one of those points kind of goes into the other. I definitely agree with you, and I was going to say the same thing about they're almost like 2 different modes. 8 is almost like a mayhem without supers. Whereas 6 is
really oh, I love that so much.
And 6 is a lot more, like you said, 1v1s, tactical, blah blah blah.
Exactly.
And that comes down to a preference type of thing, I think. And then you look at, because with 8, you're going to run around and you're going to be getting team shot more often because there's more people around and blah, 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 which you said, which goes into that power ammo thing. That is a problem in the 6s because when you're facing, and also this partly is a problem with the weapon system, which may get changed in the distant future. Mm-hmm. But it became much, much easier you get power ammo, you control that map. Because if you're only running into one person and all they have is, for all intents and purposes, primaries, and you have power, it becomes much easier to just kill them and move on. Kill the next one, move on. Kill the next one, move on. Because you're not going to get double teamed as often. You're not going to have anybody else with power. Not for the most part. It'll happen sometimes. So that became an issue. And then as far as that, yes, spawn camping is always possible.
Yeah.
My thing is with 6s, it shouldn't be as prevalent as it was and could have been with power, because if you had that the week before, you had the same thing with 8 people on it, right? The same maps with 8 people, and you had spawns for them. There's no reason that if there's 8 spawns, wherever they may be, if I'm camping a spawn, don't spawn the person near there. Spawn where there's nobody around. If there were room for 8 people to spawn, there should be more room for 6 people to spawn. You shouldn't be that close to the spawn. So that's an issue that Bungie needs to fix.
I didn't think they changed.
Think it's the spawns then that might be one of the main problems.
Yeah.
With both.
The maps being too small, maybe? You think the maps fit?
The maps are fine for 6, for sure.
For 6. Yeah, for sure.
I was talking about 8. Going back to 8, do you think the maps... I don't know.
Yes. Okay. So here's what I think is that they had particular spawn places, and I just think they needed more of them and more spread out, because it would be possible. Because I know exactly where they spawn and where they don't, and I think it's possible to just have them spawn in other places and more randomized, and so I think it's definitely possible with 8. I think with 6s, one of the reasons it felt so evident that you could spawn camp and very easily control an area is because they didn't change the spawns. Or at least I can't think of one that they didn't change. And I played a lot of the maps, and every time they would just spawn in the same exact places or very close to them. And so I know okay, someone's about to spawn here. If I just walk this far away, boom, there they are. I have power ammo dead, and I wanted to bring up too, I agree with you, Hove, what you were saying. It was something Windler had brought up a lot whenever we were talking about Rumble, was power ammo and how that really controls the map if somebody gets Acreus, and especially if it's more sweaty and somebody drops out or 2 people drop out and that person has power, they can basically go around and collect the other power because there's not enough people to challenge the one person with power, which is another reason I like 8, because the more people you add onto it, the harder it is to hold on to power. But that, again, is a personal preference. I do like what Mana said about, and what Hush was saying about how it invites sweatier players, I feel like, into the 6-man. It's it makes matches more sweaty.
Allows for more sweaty gameplay instead of just all out chaos.
And I think that contributes to people quitting out, because people tend to quit out when they feel that it's sweaty. And I'm not going off statistics or anything. This is totally a gut feeling thing, but I do feel like a lot of my games where 2 or 3 of us would get the lead and the other 3 would quit, and it would just be the 3 of the most hardcore people left, and we'd be all 1-1 tied for the lead. And it's that's competitive, but it's so slow. Slow. It was just so incredibly slow that it was painful. And with 8 people, if 2 people back out, you're left with 6, and that's not too bad. So I don't know.
You're saying 6 isn't too bad.
Oh,
it's not too bad. I just think 8's more fun. And I've always felt that way. 6 is still Rumble. It's still fun.
Real quick, man, before you go, just to finish that point, I always played Rumble. This is a personal thing too. Rumble to me wasn't I don't care, I'm just going to go in and do whatever playlist. I always went into Rumble let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can win. That's why I think the 6-man, if we're just looking at the sweatier versus crazier type of playlist, I think that's the biggest reason I prefer 6s when they're both working correctly. Because I do play Rumble to try to win, to better myself, to fight some 1v1s. It's... What are you going to do if you're fighting 3 guys all come around and all shoot you once and you die? I don't. That doesn't like prove anybody's skill or not. I don't know. It's just that's why I played it a little bit more was the whole sweaty competitive thing. So I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
This may not correlate at all, but I did notice this is just a random fact that happened while I was playing last time versus this time. Last time during 8-man, I got 0 hate mail. 0 at all. In fact, I got a lot of like GGs. That was a great game. Whatever, a lot of those, close ones. And I went, once I swapped to my hunter, I had played 25 games and what was it? Like 21 games and only I won 18 of them. So I only had like 3 losses. So I had way more wins than this time round. I played Rumble. I played like, maybe 20 more games and I only won like 61% of them or something like that. And I got so much more hate mail this time. Like I got like almost every other game I would get a message saying, use this, use it. And I did the same. I used the same weapons in 8-man.
I'll tell you exactly why. It's the whole thing we were talking about team shots versus 1v1s. With 8-man, you might not have killed that guy every time. Whereas in 6-man, he probably saw your name and saw you killing him with whatever guns you were using a lot more, and you were pissed. Yeah. As opposed to like, 8 people just shot me, god damn it. Who's he going to send hate mail to?
I see.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Okay, cool.
That guy was sending hate mail.
Everyone in the list.
There was just as much hate mail. It was just all on Twitter at Bungie and at Deej.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's really funny.
All right, here's a question I was thinking of. Wendler was, earlier was talking about how power is just so prevalent right now in 6s. You're running the table with it and everything. Mm-hmm. And when you kill the guy, he still drops it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's still there for the next player, and it's kind of like just this musical chairs worth of just like, I got heavy, I'm going to run the spawn, and then that guy dies. I got the heavy orbit, go and grab nut. You think maybe for like every other game mode, more heavy, great, that's awesome. Maybe for Rumble, do you think maybe that's might be a bad thing?
I don't want to cut out power, or at least I like the dropping power mechanic because it's so minimal. Like my fusion rifle, if I kill a guy who had full ammo, like I kill him right off the bat, I only get 1 bolt in the barrel. And if I use that 1 bullet, then it's off the table now. So I just don't think it's that big of a deal.
It's just minimal. Okay.
Yeah. If anything, I want the opportunity to kill the guy who just picked up power so I can at least get 1 kill with it, like kind of a reward. So that's, I just slightly, I've talked with Windler about this too. And I think I just have different opinions on power and how it works currently in the system. I do agree with him though, that it would be great if more people could challenge, with a little bit more powerful weapons,
right?
Which I think we'll see in the future. So
yeah, I think it, like I said earlier, I think it does come down to a problem with, you just have, like I said, for all intents and purposes, primaries to combat that. Mm-hmm. And it power, I feel like balances out a little better in a team mode because, like there's going to be multiple people. You're all going to shoot that guy with power. Whereas in this scenario, nobody else gives a shit. If that guy's going after you with a shotgun, I don't give a shit. I hope he kills you with that shotgun. I'm not going to like try to stop him. I'm just going to try to save myself. Do you know what I mean? So in a team mode, even if somebody just has a ton of power ammo, we're going to focus on him. Like we're going to go after him. So it's a little bit more balanced because one person has power versus 4 people all trying to kill him. Whereas in this case, one person has power and there's 5 or 7 other people. But they're not focusing him. They're just shooting whatever, so you can come in and get kills. And if someone turns on you weak and all you have is a hand cannon, hand cannons are fine right now. But if I have to shoot you 4 times and you have an Acreus and I'm already hurt and I just finished a fight with another guy, I'm going to lose. And you're just going to go on that tear.
I feel like the maps are a little bit smaller compared to D1, where you could get around the maps quicker with Acreus to clean up kills. So that could bring out frustrations where, like you were saying, you're just picking off people that aren't even paying attention to you with a OP, shotgun. And if you're that guy getting jumped, you might finally be like having 1v1s, and then the guy comes in with power, just to rip everything apart that you just were working hard to, try to succeed in. So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of different perspectives for Rumble.
Yeah, and you know what? Video did a really good job of putting out all those perspectives. I'm going to go check out Hushes after this because that sounds really interesting. But Imtash put up Twitter, just a little 2-minute thing. And he did a really good job of talking about like this side versus that side and how he had fun in both. and he didn't really know what the solution was, but feels like there's an in-between kind of. So he didn't say those exact words, but he talked about how he enjoyed both and the pros and cons to each one. I thought it was really well said, and kind of talked, like, I resonated with the reasons why he said he liked 8-man a lot. And one of those reasons that I didn't bring up earlier was hero moments that kind of happen. You know, I did a little bit with, like, if you get on a 15-man kill streak, but it really makes for like great montage moments. Like he was saying, he was running Warlock and started using Devour. And so whenever you get a kill, you just immediately have all your health back, and you could just keep going and going and going. And he said he like got some crazy clips from it, and I totally believe it. And it makes it really fun to watch. I feel like I feel like I was getting on streams just to watch Rumble because it was so interesting to watch people's survivability in it all. But yeah, I'm with you, Mana. There's a lot of voices out there on what is what's going on with it. And one last thing about it, this isn't about like the different voices, this is just about Bungie's response to it all. I just thought it was really cool to see them. This is like the fastest they've ever, aside from like just taking something down, you know, this is the fastest they've ever responded to something. I feel like they put out Rumble, everyone was like, oh, this is too much, you know, like all the hate mail went to them, like you were saying, Hove, and they were like, okay, well, you know, just a week later, basically from the time one Rumble ended to the next week, next Tuesday, 1 week, they changed it to 6-man. And that's like ridiculously fast. And it wasn't a change that I personally enjoyed, but a lot of people are enjoying it. And that's really impressive on Bungie's end, I think.
Well, I think, you know, from my point of view, just to sum up the whole Rumble thing and move on, I think we could both agree that there are improvements that could be made to 8 or 6-man, right? And I would be curious to see both of them with reworked spawns, because I think even though they're totally different issues in 8 and 6, I feel like better reworked spawn timers, locations, whatever, could benefit both modes. So I'd be curious to see how that works, but you know, who knows? I'd assume they're eventually gonna have to settle on one or the other, right? Maybe in private matches they give us however many we. Well, I guess you could just go in. Said. Right. Yeah. But I would like to see 8 with maybe a longer spawn timer or reworked spawns, and I would like to see 6s, not with a longer spawn timer, because I think that would just make it worse, because if they're spawning further away, it's giving you more time to get there. But I would like to see 6 with reworked spawns too, and just see how they play out.
Cool. Well, we got a lot more to talk about with the TWAB this week. We got the development roadmap. We got that the day before the TWAB, actually, yesterday. But right off the bat, new DLC, Warmind, May 8th. We don't know anything about it other than the picture that they showed us of the Warmind.
And it's coming in hot.
Dude, it's coming real hot. That's so soon. Right? Yeah. Less than a month.
And everybody complained that all these things were going to take so long.
Dude, things are happening fast. Like, even if it's not where the state of the game where you want it. I was talking with someone in a Twitch chat today, Ian Pesty, who's one of the art guys in the community. I was just asking about like where he's at with the game and stuff, and like a lot of people are at that point where like they're not playing yet, but like it's like they could be playing any second. They're just watching to see how the game develops, because things are moving really fast, you know. Like, I think it's gonna get to the place where, you know, we got Lumi coming back in with a crew of people who used to do comp and sweats and stuff, and like actually enjoying parts of the game, and that I feel like that's only gonna grow. But yeah, back to Warmind. We don't know much about the DLC. Do y'all want to talk about like what you think? I honestly have no guesses at all.
Yeah, I really don't know.
I mean, one of the things I like about it, though, and we kind of see that, and I think I saw something a little bit about Fortnite today, and kind of how they're just pushing a bunch of content, but they're not fixing a lot of things.
Yes,
one of my enjoyments that I've had in like these new updates is there's so many things in place, right? Like when I open, like the framework is really good for when new content comes in. So I like that it's coming fast, but also like the people that come back, it's not just gonna be like, oh, I come back, here's a new story and same crap, and then I'm moving on. Like there's gonna be other things like, oh man, this feels really cool now. Like, oh, now I want to do Strike. So I'm really glad that things are moving quickly, and they kind of put a lot of these things in place. Then they're giving us new content relatively quickly, and it'll be like a whole new experience. It won't just be like, okay, here's my 5-story missions and hopefully not painfully timed heroic adventures, those types of things. Because those weren't that fun by yourself.
Yeah. For sure, Triton. I'm with you.
But otherwise, no, I don't have much to speculate on. I mean, I did like the Rise of Iron story, with the Warmind more or less. I thought that was cool, and I think I actually got to play that with you guys a lot more of the story. I think Hope and I actually did kind of like some of those missions as well. So I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully it kind of fleshes those things out a little bit. Well, maybe not those particular things from Rise of Iron, but I did like the concept of the war mines and those types of things. So,
well, let me hit y'all with this. Would you guys like, because Warmind and Fallen and Siva kind of all blend together in a lot of people's minds because of Rise of Iron. Would you guys want to see Siva return? Because a lot of people are jumping the gun.
Not
is it? We're supposed to be getting a new enemy.
Well,
right?
It's a new enemy.
When they say new enemy, they didn't say like. I feel like they would hype more totally new enemy race.
I think it's something coming back. Just that wasn't in D2 as of right now. You like something from the Siva, like since we're on the.
Put it
no
this way,
taken Siva, but that would be terrible.
It will be anything except a totally new race that we haven't seen before.
Makes sense.
Because they would push that, right?
Yeah,
marketing.
Yeah, I would think so too. I asked that question because a lot of people I saw online, at least lore people, were like, "Oh, Siva! I'm so pumped that Siva might come back." And I was like, "I'm not pumped at all if Siva comes back."
Yeah,
I had
I'm not really excited.
That was recent.
Yeah,
I don't think I would be mad though, because at least it's something new in D2. I know it's not new, but it's not. At least it's something we aren't currently fighting against now. And I don't know why all the hate. I don't know why all. I mean, I want something more, but realistically, I don't know why all the hate for Siva. To be completely honest, Rise of Iron was pretty well regarded.
I think it's just too soon. That's all.
I mean, it'll be a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, Rise of Iron, it was good. It was great. And the raid in particular, all the
raid was good.
Yeah, the raid was amazing, and I really like the new artwork for the new DLC, the Warmind DLC. But I like the fact that it didn't have any Siva on it. It was just Warmind tech looking, very not the stuff growing on it. I want to see what. Because the Warmind was so interesting in vanilla Destiny 1. It was so intriguing and mysterious, and there was so much in the lore and the Grimoire cards that you just were trying to wrap your mind around. And I want to know more of that side of it rather than just the Siva side. That's what interests me.
Do we understand? Are we going to be fighting for or against the Warmind? No one knows as of right now.
I would assume there's going to be some sort of we're going to have to be fighting against it, right?
Some sort of malfunction.
I feel like,
I mean, look at the name of every DLC. The Dark Below.
They're all names of the
House of Wolves, the Taken King. Although Rise of Iron, I guess, was more about the
Iron Lords.
That's Iron Lords, yeah.
But I mean, that was I guess we did fight the Iron Lords, but
yeah,
technically, I guess, huh?
I also still don't think I'm not sold. I'm not a super big lore person, and I love it, but I can't comprehend it, I guess, a lot of times. But I know that the Warmind with Rise of Iron was kind of tied in with some of the Siva stuff, but it was also tied in, and it touched so much more of the story that had nothing to do before Siva was even made. They could go so many directions with the Warmind, and maybe you'll see some Siva just because of that, but I don't think it'll all be about Siva. I mean, the Warmind has so much more stuff going on.
Yeah, and in base vanilla, the Warmind had a lot to do with the Hive most of the time. If you remember some of the early missions, a lot of this stuff.
Initial threats of Earth, the Warminds would just annihilate anything that would come to any human colonies, right? Obliterate.
Isn't there a lore theory that I could be completely making this up, that the Warmind is what incapacitated the Traveler?
Yes, that is a theory.
Yeah. So I mean, there's. The Warminds are super. If it fucked up the Traveler, and the Traveler is what gives us all our power to kill every intergalactic being ever. The Warminds are powerful as shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just have power over every orbital defense system, right? Nukes and stuff, right? Just anything that could potentially annihilate said threat against humanity. That Warmind's just that's my gun now.
The Warminds.
Blow that thing up.
The Warminds are Facebook of the year 2050. We're gonna find out this whole DLC is about.
It's based around Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg is the Warmind.
Is the Warmind. Well, now that you guys mention it, I mean, in terms of speculating, like maybe lore stuff, not so much, but it does. If the Warminds are like that, I think maybe it does present an opportunity to make the game. I mean, and we did, maybe this will tie into the TWAB a little bit, making PvE a little bit more challenging. Because it, the Warmind might be able to anticipate things that you're doing, or maybe it can adapt to the things that you're doing. I mean, I think having that type of creativity and maybe complexity inside of some PvE things would be kind of cool. So maybe then rather just like run from one end of the map to the other. I know they've gotten away from the 3 waves. Maybe there's opportunity for like maybe more puzzles or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool to introduce into the game of sorts, as opposed to what we've already gotten. And if you have somebody that's a tactical genius, so to speak, it would probably be appropriate for that. So I guess fingers crossed for something like that. But otherwise, I just expect it to be hopefully at least a good narrative. I did at least think the Osiris was a decent enough narrative, so hopefully it's at least as good as that.
Triton, you actually bring up a really good point, because one of the things that happens later on in the TWAB, you've got them talking about some PvE changes, and some of the reasons for those changes is to make Destiny feel more mysterious again and more like, it sounded more puzzly to me, and so that kind of makes me hope that we do get more mysterious like puzzle activities or hidden things within Destiny, like we did for Rise of Iron or the Taken King or stuff like that. Like, so I would love to see more puzzle type stuff or a little change in gameplay even here and there.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Go ahead, Ev.
No, go ahead.
I think the diversity in some of the enemies you face is really cool. I mean, that first area when you go into the Cosmodrome, I mean, everyone went down in that basement the first time and saw the question marks, like, well, I can't, what is this? And then you just get annihilated. So like kind of returning some of those things is cool. I mean, that's kind of a RPG element, right? Where there's things that you just really shouldn't approach at this certain time. And that Destiny 2 didn't have that from the get-go. So to kind of revert back to that a little bit, I think is neat, even if that doesn't come with like what we're suggesting, which to be maybe more puzzles or creativity within the actual, levels you're playing. Just the variance of possible enemies in any one area, I think is neat.
Totally.
So as Critter pointed out in chat, Zuckerbot, we're going to go with that. I may even change my bot. I don't know. Benedict Cumberbot is pretty good, but Mark Zuckerbot.
Benedict Cumberbot's too good. Yeah. You can't change him.
All right. And kind of like what Triton was saying, I was kind of looking at, by the way, if you search Mark Zuckerberg not human on Twitter, nobody thinks he's human. I've seen.
There's some creepy videos of him not really looking like he's human.
I've seen giant lizard in a human mask. I've seen AI. I've seen
AI.
Yeah. So I mean, he's definitely not human. So he may be the Warmind.
Who's the AI from Star Trek? What's his name?
Data.
Data.
There's a lot of comparisons made with Data that were making me giggle over the past couple days.
And the other thing, like I said, I was kind of half listening because I was looking at Mark Zuckerberg things. But one of the things I've heard people talking about that I have no idea why they did away with them. But for us to have already gone through a base game that was worked on for however long and a DLC, and to have nothing even reminiscent of Black Spindle, Outbreak Prime.
I know.
What was the big heavy fusion thing?
Oh, why can't Prometheus Lens?
No.
From Destiny.
No. Lego.
No.
Wait.
I know. I love
whatever.
that gun. Why can't I think of it?
Sleeper
The thing
Simulant.
that do like the challenges for
Sleeper Simulant.
Yeah.
Sleeper Simulant.
But for us to have like, those were some of the best community moments.
Yeah.
Outbreak Prime specifically, when like Dado and them were up all night, people finding it at 2, 3 a.m. and it was just this crazy like orgy of knowledge going on. Orgy is not one of my words, by the way. I just wanted to say orgy.
Well, I mean, like, why would we give you orgy hope? Obviously,
well, yeah.
That's too easy. You'll use it within the first like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
too easy.
But I mean, that was like, why did we not have something like that?
It was just a huge manhunt to try to like understand, and everyone was so into it. Yeah, I know where you're coming from.
I mean,
like,
especially
you don't have that in D2 at all. Nothing near that.
No, and I mean, like, you'd think with all the different styles of like, quote, missions we have, adventures, lost sectors, strikes, that you couldn't have put something in there. Like if you complete like this lost sector in this way, like anything like that, and there's nothing.
Yeah, it is crazy to me. And you know what they did too? Because who was it? Somebody was talking recently about like, you know, that no one found the Outbreak Prime at first. And so Bungie put out a like small little puzzle. I forgot what it's called. Online word for like a
ARG.
Yeah, ARG. Someone put out an ARG to like kind of lead to it, you know? And so I feel like if there was something like that, that we would have started to find it. Yeah, that they would have hinted at it.
It would be something to maybe push someone in the general direction.
Two things. That's even more of a shame because I wasn't a big Halo person, but wasn't Bungie always known for having secrets that people didn't find for years?
Halo 2, there is a scarab gun that you had to get out of the one of the maps. Halo 3 had a billion. It was just like what, three or 4 years ago, people just found another Easter egg.
Yeah.
From Halo 3. It was like you had to do certain things, and a whole bunch of explosive barrels like fell down off a cliff, and it spelled out like Bungie or something. Yeah. It was crazy. And they're still finding Easter eggs. But I used to take, I was actually. I'm sorry, I'm going to reminisce for a moment here. But in Halo 3, you know, a lot of in Destiny there was the Sherpas for like trial Sherpas and all that. I was, I guess, a Sherpa for Halo 3 before I even knew what a Sherpa was, because I used to play with, since there was custom games and everyone could just join on their friends and just like there'd be more and more people I'd meet. I just take people through legendary like campaigns on Halo 3 over and over and over again.
Were you a god at Halo 3 too?
Maybe not god, but I think I was pretty
demigod.
Were you as good at Halo 3 as you are at Destiny 1?
I would say I was a better gamer back then.
Oh, so yes, you were like Zeus.
I was that guy that was literally making level 50 or rank 50 accounts and selling them for like $50.
Oh my gosh.
But and the funny thing is I couldn't get to rank 50 on Lone Wolves on my own account. But anyways,
I don't know what that means.
Oh, Lone Wolf, that's awesome.
But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I would just take them through legendary, and I would show them all the Easter eggs I would know as I would go through. And like in the first level, you just find these little like monkey families sitting in the bushes and stuff.
Yeah,
and then you can glitch out, and there's like this little cave area that has, I forget what was in it, but it's just like a whole bunch of different things like that. And I miss that in games. No one does that anymore, you know?
I know. The last game I can think that did that, like Portal did a lot of those spots, like Portal 2. I feel like had a lot of little hidden spots that had like little secret things in them. I don't know. That was the last one I can remember.
Speaking real quick before we move on. Speaking of ARGs, you know, like we were talking about it with Outbreak Prime. You know what game has a lot of ARGs? Sea of Thieves.
Okay, I thought he was going to go that direction. Like,
come on.
Is that a ding ding ding?
No,
I don't know. What did they really? I haven't seen any.
What do pirates say, Lego?
Oh my god!
I don't know. I feel like that joke went over like a flaccid penis. It was
ding ding ding. Also, and that is why Lego is Drax. Fragile thinks it was a good joke.
That's a good. Whoever named me Drax, that was great. Is that Marcus? Was he the one? I can't remember.
I don't know.
No.
Okay, I can't believe nobody though. None of you guys. There's lots of ARGs.
That's good.
Well, I thought you were going to go for that, but I thought it was leading up to one of the words. I'm just like,
my words are all done. Also, fuck you guys. I'm done with this podcast.
Well, let's talk about
the rise of Doncast is now.
Let's talk about what's actually coming on May 8th, because you know we talked about like the Warmind stuff, but also like there's so many more things coming. So we got season Crucible rankings, private matches, vault space increase, multi-emote, exotic weapon masterworks, seasonal vendor progression, exotic weapon sandbox changes, heroic strike modifiers, and Nightfall Challenge cards. So there's a lot. I mean, a lot of this we knew was coming. I forgot about vault space coming. I know it's a temporary thing, they said, I remember. And they have like other plans like let me just go ahead and read through all of these, because I think it's good to have like a full scope of like what's coming over time. But in the summer, they've put new seasonal event, faction rally improvements, bounties, PC clan chat, exotic armor sandbox changes. And then in September, they're putting gear collections, records, weapon slot changes, and weapon randomization. And they clarified using mods 2.0. And so, like, I think vault space increase in May is probably like just the temporary thing for gear collections in September. I would guess. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
It's pretty much like the beta thing where they like it's temporary while they try to perfect the final product.
Yeah. I am really excited for seasonal Crucible rankings and private matches coming May 8th. I didn't realize it was so soon. That's less than a month away. We're going to have private matches and we're going to have Crucible ranks.
I'm only going to get to play it for like 5 days, though.
5 days?
Yeah, because after I leave for Vegas on the 13th, and I'm probably going to die there.
Yeah, we did determine that.
Yeah. Sure.
And then we'll need to find a new co-host.
That's fine.
We got to find someone just as enthusiastic about maybe starting something called Dawncast, though.
That's going to be difficult. I don't know where we're going to find that.
We just got to let Gunga into Rezo, I guess.
No. Yeah, there we go.
Whoa, easy. Let's not go that far. That's dangerous. Dangerous territory.
Who's it dangerous for, though? Just you?
Yes.
You know, one thing I was thinking about too on May 8th is we're getting the multi-emote wheel, which isn't, you know, a huge thing in and of itself. But when you think about how all those D-pad buttons are tied to specific emotes right now, if you move it to a multi-emote wheel, that frees up those buttons for other things. And other games, like I'm thinking Uncharted, uses the D-pad to go through equipment or like, you know, different weapon stuff. So, you know, people keep talking about only using, you know, that one button to switch between weapons. But if we're opening up the D-pad for being able to be used for other things, it's potential that they could make a fourth slot and make it accessible, like put heavy over there instead of power and let power be what it is now or whatever. I don't know. But it just opens up more possibilities, I think, to free up some buttons rather than just having 4 designated ones that only do one thing.
For some reason, I'm way too excited about the emote wheel or whatever. Like I've been wanting this since when they first started, like coming out with more emotes. I'm just like, we can only use one though, you know? It's like, this is kind of lame.
Well, that was like when we made the Titan Bowl video, we had to like make sure everyone had on like the correct emotes. Yeah, we all had different ones on.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how happy like Mega Magwitch and like all the Husky Raid guys are going to be to have an emote wheel and not have to switch out everything every time they make a video like that?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. What do you think it's going to be? You think like every direction you can customize that? Or you think with just one arrow is going to bring up maybe like the whole wheel? Like Overwatch. Just like something blooms up. Yeah. Or like Fortnite where you hold like maybe left on the D-pad and just boop, and then you use like the right stick to maybe like choose something.
That's what I would go with. That kind of seems to be like Overwatch kind of does that. PUBG kind of does that now with their emotes.
I'm having to look up. I can't remember exactly how it's phrased because I remember, it just says multi-emote. It doesn't say multi-emote wheel. So there's potential for it to just be you can assign the D-pad buttons, and it's not what I think it's going to be. In my mind, I would like a wheel where you push up and then like choose it with your controller, but we'll see what buttons.
That does free up the buttons for other potential usage, which would be nice.
Speaking of PUBG, there's currently a 10-man mode going on, so I'm just saying when this is over, we're going to have like 8 people. Mana.
A 10-man mode in PUBG?
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It's like first team to like 200 points, like you respawn.
Oh, wow. What?
Yeah.
Like
and there's normally like 6. Yeah. And there's normally like 6 to 7 of us. So, I mean, you should come play that after this. Okay.
That sounds awesome. Let's see. There's. Go ahead.
I just want to say Wendler asked in chat if he should buy PUBG right now to play that with us, and my answer is no, because I will not have you drag our team down on your first night of PUBG.
Please just do it, Wendler. Please.
Now I'm tempted. Gunga's gonna hate me.
I also didn't realize all this stuff is coming so soon in May, and it's not. You know, all the updates previously were at the end of a month. And we're getting the beginning. I mean, technically, I guess we could have got one the end of April, but it's still cool to see it coming at the beginning of May and not the end, like I was thinking in my head for some reason. And so we got also the exotic weapon masterworks, which is that's cool. I guess make orbs. Maybe they'll do something different. We don't know. But exotic weapon sandbox changes, which they said in a previous. I can't remember if it was in the TWAB, I think it was in the TWAB, they talked about how, or no, it was in the Bungie Bounty stream. John Wisniewski was answering questions about time to kill, and he was saying exotic weapon changes might affect the balance of the average time to kill because different exotics are being brought up, like Vigilance Wing, and how they were wanting to bring things up to Vigilance Wing and not nerf it. So that makes me excited for, not getting more hate mail about Vigilance Wing, because there will be more options available. And I'm just excited to use more guns that are more powerful. So it's cool to see that coming soon.
For sure. There was something I was excited about that you and I talked about, and I don't remember what it was. We talked about it in Discord, and then I texted you about it, and I don't remember what it was.
Maybe I should look at our text, because I don't remember either.
I know what it was. It was about playlists, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's what they just announced this week, too. I can't believe I didn't write it down, because it was honestly what some of us were most excited about. As soon as they put it out, I was like, because Derek Carroll tweeted it out, and he said that we're so excited to finally announce that the Crucible playlist will no longer be stacked between DLCs and non-DLCs. So once the May 8th hits, you don't have to buy the Warmind expansion to play those maps. It's just going to be available to everyone now, unless you're doing a private match. Then you'll need to buy. You can't play those maps if you're in a private match with somebody. But other than that, you can just go in the public playlist, and there's one consolidated playlist. And some people were, asking, well, why is this important? Why? And there's two big reasons for me personally. One is I'm never going to go play the DLC mode map only if there's a lower populated player base and all my friends are playing the bigger populated playlist. So I'll actually be able to play all the maps, not because I don't own it, just because I won't go play it, because nobody's playing in there. Secondly, it's really important because it consolidates playlists, which is more players, which was Bungie's main reason for not giving us exactly what we wanted to play, whether it's Clash or Control or Rumble or whatever. That's the reason they weren't giving us more playlists. They didn't want to separate the player base too much to cause lag and other things like that with not as good connections. But with the consolidated playlist, maybe we'll see, some more of pick what you want to play kind of stuff, basically. That's what I'm hoping for.
And somebody, another content creator, like a voicing community. I don't remember who it was. It wasn't a random.
I think it might have been Fuzzle from Reddit, but I
don't remember. But someone
sure.
Someone responded to Derek Carroll and said, like, does this mean we're getting? I don't remember how they said it, but pretty much what Lego said. Are we getting like separate playlists back? And all he said was no comment. Which, look, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying I expect it to happen. But I feel like it does open the door for the possibility. And the fact that he didn't, like, it was his personal Twitter. 99.9% of tweets, I'm sure he just completely ignores. Or he could have said their usual thing, there are no plans for that right now. But he just said no comment. So I'm going to go even further than when we talked Lego. Here's my prediction.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If these continued updates throughout the spring and summer continue to be positive and kind of start to slowly bring some people back, and because some of them are going to be big for PvP if exotics are stronger and kill faster and time to kill comes up a little bit, you'll start to see PvP theoretically improve a little bit. What would be the perfect time to do that outside of, other than having an explosion of population like a Taken King size expansion, right?
That's true.
If all these things continue to bring people back and are positively reviewed and people are happy about them, I think you'll see some sort of foray into like open playlists again. Like, hey, Control, hey, Clash, hey, I want to play Rumble with the September update. That's my very bold prediction because I just made it right now. When we talked about it, it was still hey, look, this could possibly be something that maybe possibly might kind of sort of happen in the future, but fall, it's happening.
He's calling it, naming it and claiming it.
Okay.
I already regret it.
By the way, it was Fuzzle who from Reddit, one of the Reddit mods, who asked Derek Carroll that. I just wanted to confirm. And with all this said, at minimal, this is a great thing because we'll all be playing the same playlist and we'll all get to experience all those maps no matter what playlist we pick. So at minimal, that happens. at, you know, maximum what we're hoping for, what Hove says happens, and we get to play. Well, so either way, it's a great thing.
I just feel like a lot of signs point towards them at least having that idea in their mind, because you know everything they say and do, even if we figure out the meticulous reason they have done it, even if we hate it, everything they say or do is planned and means something. And the fact that that's another thing that all of a sudden in their Q&A they decided to answer exactly why they only have quick play and competitive, and it's to cut down on matchmaking times and increase and make better connections by having consolidated playlists. They answer that question, and then they consolidate like 2 playlists already to help boost the population. Do you know what I mean? Like it just seems, I don't know. I'm dumb.
We also got seasonal vendor progression was one of the things in Warmind. And I'm not sure what that's going to play out like. I think we've talked about it on the podcast before when they first said that was coming back. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, you know how factions or even the gunsmith and stuff like that used to work in D1, where you would see your rank every time you got a new engram, basically. You're like, and people would get up to like rank 50 in the faction, and that would give you an exotic mark and that kind of stuff. You'd actually have things to go for. I'm thinking we'll get something like that with goals and incentives to play, because that's on their mind for sure, is people don't have reasons to play and grind for stuff. So that's kind of what I'm expecting, which would be great if May 8th we were getting new reasons to grind out different vendors, you know.
Hey,
every season.
Lego, have you used any of your words yet?
No, I have not.
Just saying.
I feel like I need help, like, you know, like a... No, I'm not even going to try. I was going to try and use one right there, but...
I still have 2 left, and I don't know what to do.
I have no idea how I'm going to do it.
You're off the podcast for a week. It's like a suspension if you don't use all your words. I don't know if I told you
I'm
that.
fine with that. I'll take a week off.
You still have to like put it up. You just don't get to be on it.
You're still in charge after you're not part of it.
So heroic strike modifiers is coming as well, which is I've been wishing for that since they announced the Nightfall ones, because it makes heroic strikes actually fun to do. I feel like they were fun in D1 at least whenever you had modifiers. And then we also got Nightfall Challenge Cards, which someone explained to me. Don't we have Nightfall Challenge cards, or is it just...
I don't know.
Is it just Prestige?
Oh, yeah.
Prestige right now to use the challenge cards. So maybe it's just normal Nightfall.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that pretty much covers it for the Warmind expansion. This summer, though, and what somebody... I think Marcus was the one who was saying it really interested him, was the new seasonal event, like what that could be for summer. I'm guessing something like the Dawning, but for the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Heeding.
I'm excited for those faction rally maybe changes here in the future, because I think that's probably my least favorite like rotational event.
The faction rally,
yeah. So hopefully that they revamp their. I mean, I do them in terms of like, I'll pledge to someone, and then I'll just happen to maybe play 2 Crucible games. So like that's the most part.
To be fair, they're out of rotating events. It's one of 2, right?
Yeah, but I get what Triton means, because it's like...
No, I'm just... when he said it's his least favorite, I was just saying, like, out of, like, 2.
I mean, okay. Good point. I mean, I just don't like doing it.
Right, no.
There's no incentive for me to do it.
I'm with you on that. It's just like, yeah, that's my least favorite out of all other one.
It's awesome. Yeah, we've discussed it on the podcast before. There's, we're excited for them to actually look into other things to do during faction rallies rather than just what you already do anyway. Like they're doing with Iron Banner. They're making it 6v6. It's something that's different that is already in the game. It makes it interesting to do. What do you think bounties could, like, does that mean like Bungie bounties, or is this like bounties like bounties. A D1?
Yeah, I think just bringing back bounties. Which,
that'll be it.
But here's my thing. That's great. It's more things to do, but like, really, don't we kind of already have bounties? They're just, you don't have to pick them up, and they're called challenges now and milestones.
Milestones, yeah. I mean, you could have smaller ones that give. Here's what would be interesting: is if they put specific weapons that are different in that loot pool for the bounties that you had to go do to get those weapons.
Right. That's, I mean, if they make them something new, but as far as like I said, challenges pretty much replaced what we had as bounties before, because all they gave you was like XP and stuff. They weren't, except when they did the what was the big the weekly Crucible one had like a special name. You remember that?
The really long one.
No, No, that was the like to get them open, but it was just.
Oh, okay.
The D2 one?
No, in D1.
Oh, it was the one that gave you. There were
Nightfall tier rewards.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I actually didn't do that one until really late after it came out because I just forgot it existed.
Do you know what was also a really cool one from D1 bounty wise is they had the ones that if you did them, they gave you a certain weapon. Like you could do a hand cannon 1 and it would give you a hand. This is year 3, like very into Destiny. You could go to the Crucible Quartermaster and he would have specific bounties that required so many auto rifle kills or whatever, and or this many auto rifle headshots, and then you'd get an auto rifle at the end of that. That was like, I don't know, from a certain loot pool. And so that was cool. Like I enjoyed that because everyone was doing the hand cannon one to try and get the best rolled IS Luna that you could get.
But then they gave us like the 3 best palindromes in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if they do that for both like PvP and PvE, like again, and maybe do the whole, if you do so many that you work towards a weapon in the loot pool, that might actually be like, maybe I have a chance to get that OP fusion rifle you got, while working on something.
Exactly, the fusion rifle, or if they did it for SMGs, a lot of people don't have the Antiope yet.
Exactly. Guess what I got today? I got
herpes.
The Mananana.
Oh.
I also got herpes.
Feels bad, man.
I got a Mananana.
Oh, you got a Manananon. That's awesome.
You never got a Mananana?
No.
Before? That's actually one of the things I did get back then.
I never got
awesome
it.
Gun.
So as soon as I got it, I got all happy and I went toot 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 toot. Banana.
Banana.
0 for 2. Hove is 0 for 2.
I'm sorry. What are you motherfuckers gonna do? Your words. Conversation penetration.
Wait,
mine are done, man.
Mine's done. I got mine done.
You
basically
did not say that last one.
Yeah, I did.
When?
No, when we were talking about Werewolves Within, I said that sometimes there's lycanthropes, sometimes, like, if you're on the good side, there's bearded ladies. I said both.
Well, unfortunately, you fail because it was bearded woman, not lady.
I think I said bearded woman. Well, you'll have to listen to the podcast again. I said
I can't listen to this. This is unlistenable trash.
There's exotic armor sandbox changes too in summer. I don't think we'll have plenty of time to speculate on that later. But the brand new news that we didn't know about was gear collections, records, weapon slot changes, and weapon randomization using mods 2.0. We heard about weapon slot changes, a little bit about weapon randomization, I guess, last week from that Bungie Bounty stream. But gear collections and records, gear collections made me think of, like we used to have the kiosks and stuff like that.
That's what it's going to be.
I'm assuming
something
it could
similar.
be an entirely new system, but
it'll have the same effect. It's got to be for that same thing.
Yeah, I would think so. Record book kind of things would be cool to have. I hope it's more than just a book. Like I hope it's like records. Like what I'm really hoping for is, how they promised like leaderboard stuff for clans, like way back in D1 and in D2, and we never got either. Like I would really like to see who in our clan is best at Rumble, or who is, the best at Trials, or who has
also
the best
me.
Like
also
Fatebringer. No, that's clearly Fatebringer. That's not a
all of those are me.
Or who's best at raids, or strikes, or whatever.
That would be interesting, actually, to see like who spends what or most of their time in what.
Exactly. Maybe not even best, but most time of. Yeah.
Speaking of being best at Rumble, I have a question for Mana and Triton. Don't look at me like that, Triton. So if say 3 of us were trying to match each other in Rumble, right? Okay. So like
3 of us?
Any 3 people, I don't give a shit. We're all trying to match and run into each other in Rumble. Say it's me, you, and Mana, because Lego is out of this equation.
Okay.
So like one game, me and Mana match up, and he wins that game. So we would say he beat me, right?
Seems about right.
And then the next game, me and you match up, Triton, and I win that game. So I beat you, right?
Okay.
No, just listen.
Okay, fine. I know.
So then
shit.
the last game, you and Mana match up, and you finish second, and he finishes third. Did you beat him?
Wait, so I finished second, he finished third?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished ahead of him.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah, I don't see how that. Thank you.
I would argue that nobody won because none of y'all.
But you're
won.
only talking head to head. You're only talking.
No, this is Rumble. You either win or lose.
Wait, but you're not top. But like so. The host.
You didn't win the
I
game. But if we're
if
we're trying to match each other and we're playing each other in a Rumble game, and I finish ahead of you, I beat you. I may not have beat everybody, but I beat you.
I just want to clarify. This isn't a situation that happened between me and Hove. It happened between Hove and somebody else.
Is it Wendler? Because
no. Well, wait. Here's what happened. Me, Lego, and Apollo were all trying to match last night. Right. Lego and I got Lego and I don't know. Lego beat me. He got first. I don't remember. Then Apollo beat Lego and got first. And then I beat Apollo, but I got second and he got third. I still beat him.
Technically, yes.
Thank you.
You did.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still iffy on it.
The story was a little bit better if it was Wendler. I don't know why, but I thought that this was going to be Wendler in my mind when this first started, and love Wendler, but I just thought that's what I'd
still consider that beating whoever you're trying to go up against. Maybe not winning, but like you beat them still.
Like when we were doing the trials, in every game that Hove did better than Mana, he screenshotted it. I mean, even if Hove was like third and Mana somehow ate a snack and went fourth, it was like
that story like. I was like, yeah, Mana's so rusty, I'm going to screenshot every time I do better than him. I still don't think I had any games where I was better than him.
No, I think you called out.
It was like one.
Yeah, you specifically called out one game.
You're not making it any better.
It was just like, I think every time I would hurt someone, you like run away and start healing, and then you guys would kill him or something. So I wouldn't get credit for it or whatever, something weird. And I'm just like, nothing is going on. And then Hope is just like, we gotta keep on doing this. We can't let him get like another kill or whatever.
You guys have so many words for conversation penetration, and it's making me anxious.
It's making
these are hard, man.
The end of the podcast.
It's making you like weeble wobbly, like.
That's not the word, but it's close.
Okay.
Ding ding.
Is it bippity boppity?
No, it was just weeble
wobble.
These are hard. I gotta admit. Honestly, I don't know how to.
I got mine all done in like the first half of the podcast.
What do y'all think about weapon randomization? I see a lot of people like that are like, oh, I don't want random rolls to come back. Like I've seen some people legitimately like, I don't want random rolls. Like I want to just know what I got when I got it.
What else could be random about it?
It says weapon randomization. I don't know yet.
I mean, if they come out with perks to grind for, like if a base gun is good, but like currently right now, let's say like this gun's pretty good, but it comes with crappy perks. So the next gun is probably going to perform a little bit better in PvP. I would like that one gun to see if I can get a better version of it, like back in D1. That's why people were grinding for like the Ice Luna and all that. Like there was a perfect version of it. I think that'd bring back a lot more grind in Crucible. And I would definitely probably work towards trying to, get the better gun. I'd eat that shit up. Yeah. Like Cunnilingus.
Ding.
Man, did he fall out of his chair?
I think he fell out of the chair. I think he's hiding. He's embarrassed.
My favorite part, when Mana does the like ridiculous words I give him, he stares right at the camera when he does it. It makes it so much more awkward. Oh God!
I'm excited.
2 down.
I can't wait till. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Mods 2.0. It's not just random weaponization.
Random. Eat that shit up like Cunnilingus.
Weapon randomization. It's doing that using the mods 2.0, and I just have no idea what that's gonna look like. I am excited for more kind of a grind. Somehow, I don't know what it's going to be like, but I'm excited to just have something else to go for.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the game will be like a year old. Like at that point, you probably should introduce things that are like really grindy. If you thought you were going to, turn off a bunch of people early because they weren't casuals or whatever, I think now that would be the time to be like, hey, so now that all those people are gone, let's reintroduce things that people will just continuously grind for. So it seems about right.
Yeah.
He's still giggling.
The last things we got here, we'll speculate more on those September changes time. We got plenty of time to talk about those. There's 2 more things in the TWAB, 3, I guess. But they're all pretty quick. One's a PvE thing. We had Tomo come on, which is Watts' man, if you didn't know, on some PvE changes. and he talked a bit about how enemies are going to feel a lot harder if you're at lower power levels, which we hinted at that earlier, me and Triton talking about like how bringing back that mysterious kind of Destiny feel. Like if you're too low a level now, you'll see those question marks above enemies that are just too powerful for you and stuff. So they're hoping to incorporate some of that actual, you feel like you're progressing and you're able to fight those people you couldn't fight before, which I'm excited about that. I hope we get introduced just during the regular story to people that we can't, take on, or it's really difficult. And then later on at the end, we're just wiping them out. I really hope to get that feeling back. And with that change, they're also changing the way shields work to where you play more of the match game. And so if you shoot someone with the same energy as their shield, it just blows up and does extra damage that way. But now they'll still blow up, but they'll do 3 times the damage, or a 3 times modifier if you use the correct element on them in addition to that explosion. And so they're just adding new ways for you to keep working with your team.
I honestly miss the old system to where if you want to actually do more damage to that set, like Minotaur with the purple shield, you have to have Void. I thought that was a really good system, in my opinion. It made you spec out more what you want to go up against.
Yeah, for sure. It was simple, but it was effective in switching people's strategy up.
For sure.
Yeah, and I'm excited they kept the explosion too, like with the amped up damage, because the explosion added a lot of fun, but it just wasn't as rewarding, as doing extra damage too. So it's nice to have both. I think that's
like why switch out my weapon that I really favor right now when I'm just like, I'll take out a shield the same amount of time, is if I switch my weapon out, I get a nice little explosion too. But now just think about like maybe the people that are crazy, like the PvE gods, like trying to fly through Nightfalls or like raids and stuff like that. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But like, could you imagine them like specking out specifically just for that instance to try to wipe everything around that one like big enemy to try to go by quicker? And like, I don't know. I feel like it would bring out maybe like those speedrunners and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. You could optimize better. The last things on here, they mentioned some donation potential for people that are interested. There's 2, and it's not like super Destiny related, but I wanted to bring it up because anytime the Destiny community is involved in basically making the world a better place, like they go all out.
Except on the internet.
To bring it up. Yeah, we wanted to bring it up on the podcast. Yeah, well, no, they make the world better. Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
Not
Maybe
Twitter.
not the internet. Not Twitter.
Not Twitter.
Social media.
but they can make the world a better place. They've got 2 donations that they brought up. One is for the Men in Kilts for Seattle Ronald McDonald House that Bungie contributes to, or the Men in Kilts thing at least. And they've got prizes for those, and then also like prizes for donations basically. And then also the other one is the Gauntlet tabletop fundraiser, and that one goes towards Wellspring Family Services. And so those 2 different ones, there's some pretty cool like rewards basically for donating. In the Men in Kilts one, they have a trip to Bungie HQ as one of the rewards if you give so much money. And it was really funny because it is kind of a joke, but I thought it was hilarious. On Twitter, Triple tagged Datto because there's a big drama between Triple not getting invited to Bungie's headquarters for their the community summit. And so Triple was just like, hey, see these things we could donate to get a trip to Bungie. Like making a joke to like go. I thought that was awesome, because a lot of people in the community are like, dude, Triple should be there. He's got so many good opinions on stuff. And I just thought it was hilarious that you could donate to go to.
Keep in mind 2 things on that though. I just want to point out when you said there's a drama, the drama is not coming from any of the people there. It's just from random internet people.
Yeah, random internet people. Yeah.
No. Second, as much as like, yes, some of those people deserve to be there, and I'm not getting this whole thing, but Triple, Datto, they all live in Seattle now. Like they don't need a community summit. If they're like, yo, Triple, like, why don't you hop on the bus and we want to talk about something? Like,
yeah, really, it's that way for a lot of the people in the community. Like Bungie does listen to a lot of those people. And I don't want to get into the who should be there, who isn't sort of thing, because like they've set aside like particular people that they're trying to hear from every voice in the community. And I'm fine with that. But I do really think Triple's voice is awesome. And I thought that joke was hilarious. But some of the other prizes, though, are pretty awesome if you're wanting in-game stuff, like wanting to help out, the world a little bit and contribute a little money to the Gauntlet tabletop fundraiser. There's like in-game rewards. They're going to make an emblem available for a certain donation amount. And then there's a higher donation amount that you could play with a dev. It was like an 1.5 hour long session with a Bungie developer, just hanging out, playing games with them. So some pretty cool stuff. If you're interested in that, just go check it out. Go check out the TWAB, see for yourself. And then lastly, Iron Banner's coming back. They fixed it super fast, and it's coming Tuesday.
Yay.
We get 66. Yay!
Yay!
But for real though, like how I just feel like everything's moving so fast, not just like updates and stuff, but like problems that have taken like months before they're like, oh yeah, we fixed it. It's done in a week.
Yeah, but we don't know that. I mean, that just could have been something simple.
I know. But I'm just saying, between 8-man to 6-man Rumble changing, and even though they didn't change anything like the spawns and stuff, they just went out on a limb. We're like, we know the spawns may be messed up, but here's a 6-man Rumble. We'll see what you think about it, and then we'll change stuff. I just like the way everything's changing really fast, and I'm excited to try out. Even though 6s aren't my favorite, I'm still excited to try something different with Destiny 2 and just see how it feels. See if it's just 6 Mida multi-tools shooting at me at once or not.
Multi-2.
Multi-twos.
It's like 4.
I can't follow up anything with that. Oh, but yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Do you have a Mad Lib for us, Hove, to end the night?
First of all, you told me that in less words, you pretty much told me I talk too much and I make the podcast too long, so I'm not going to do one.
Oh, we're going to hold out this week. Yeah. I was counting on the Mad Lib to use my words.
No way, we've already determined to do that. I tried to do that a couple weeks ago, and Hove was like, can't do it.
So, Mana and Lego both fail conversation penetration.
Wait. It hasn't ended yet.
Hold on. Yes. I was expecting to use you, Hove, as like a midwife to get like my words out. Like I needed your help to get my words out, and I was going to use
let me clarify. You wanted me to be your midwife.
I mean, I was using you as that. Yes.
So I was going to help deliver your child.
Which is these words.
Wait, midwife's not one of the words? Because I'm now thinking midwife's.
Oh yeah, ding.
It is the word, yeah.
Okay, yo, your method's a little sneaky, man. You're being a little silent but deadly over there.
Oh my god.
You guys.
Oh, was that it? Was that one of his words?
Ding.
Yeah. I've won clearly.
I mean, I can do.
I'm still on the podcast.
I can do a quick bad lib, but
Let's do it. I'm down. Down.
Lego has
we are gonna do it.
I mean, I'll do a short one, I guess.
Okay. Well, while Hope's pulling that up,
while I'm pulling it out,
I wanted to bring up to our sponsor, Blue Microphones and Headphones. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. They have these great microphones and headphones, and if you would like to have a discount of your own, have some of these beautiful microphones and headphones, you can go to bluemic.com and use code REZOcast to get 20% off, I believe it is. And so it's a hefty discount. And we'd love for you to show some love to the company because they have shown some love to us.
We're like their midwife.
that analogy doesn't work at all. Mine was perfect.
Yours was
I don't know what you're talking
about. Also, to Wilson and Wendler in chat, they were talking about mods 2.0 versus weapon randomization. And like Wilson said, the fact that mods 2.0 isn't on the roadmap now, I'd assume weapon randomization is a revamp of that. I think they did say like those roll together. That is like what they're doing. So they did.
I'm excited to see it.
That.
I really think too, we haven't talked much about the community summit since last week, but I really think that we're going to start seeing a lot of stuff like what's going to be coming in the future once that community summit hits. Like we'll start getting hints. I don't know because none of the people who are going have said they've had to sign any NDAs yet, which normally is like the first thing you do before you go, and they haven't. And so that makes me think that we're going to get a lot of information, and they're recording stuff while they're there too.
They're going to have to sign NDAs for sure.
Well, I'm sure it's just the fact that normally that happens first. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe like I feel like Bungie wants them to share some information. I just don't know what that is yet, because they're going there to record stuff. They're letting them that they said that up front.
But I think that stuff is going to be just about the DLC next month. It's pretty much, it was fortuitous timing for them. Hey, let's get people out here to do this and that. Okay. Anyway, email to my professor. We're going to start with Lego. Random last name.
Oh, boy.
Random last name, and I can't use my words. Let's use Gator for mana.
Okay. Mana, noun. Mana, noun. Noun.
A noun. Shit, dude. Book.
Shit?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Triton, time of day.
6 a.m.
That's what time he streams, for those who don't know.
That's not
every day.
Adjective, rascally.
Rascally.
Wow. Yeah, like rascally rabbit.
Ooh.
Lego, verb, present, ending in ing. Midwifing.
I did look at my words, but I'm not
using
it. Recording.
Mana, body part. Could be internal. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Triton,
it goes
noun.
with one of my words.
Or no, I'm sorry.
Axiom.
Number.
7.
7. Noun for me. I'm gonna go with booger. Lego,
Gross.
verb, base form.
Hit. No? Didn't work?
Yeah, no, just mana, liquid. A liquid.
I think I just spit on my microphone.
Spit. Saliva.
Triton number again.
11.
Period of time, day, month, year, decade.
Hey, I got a new proposition. The last word of the Mad Lib should be chosen by chat, so might want to go ahead and give that to them.
The last one is.
I'm down for that.
The last one is your name.
No.
Oh.
That's gonna be tough.
Okay.
First come, first serve.
Noun, plural. Noun, plural. Also,
whose is it?
No, that's chat. Chat, noun, plural.
Oh,
also,
okay.
Lego, noun, plural.
Oh. Televisions.
That is lame. Mana, animal. Can't use gator. We already have that in here.
Balls.
Balls? Is that your animal?
No.
Mana, spirit animal. Balls.
There's a lot of animals I could use. Oh gosh. Mongoose.
That's a good one.
Triton, plural, or no, chat, plural noun. No one said anything, so Triton, plural noun.
No, say anything.
That's a good idea, Lego, but we need to give them more time.
Yeah, that's true. We do.
People.
Try again. Never mind. Wilson gave us donkeys. I apologize.
Okay. There we go.
Your name. Whose name do we want to use?
Yours.
Yeah.
Wendler?
Oh. Wendler. Yeah. Let's do that.
Wendler. I figured we would get Wendler.
I got a better one, actually. You'll see at the end. Okay, so that's it. It is called Email to My Professor. It is loading. Okay. You're a doctor. Dear Dr. Gator, I cannot make it to book this 6 a.m. I am very rascally and cannot stop recording. I am very rascally and cannot stop recording my tongue. I have a fever of 7 degrees, and the doctor ordered me to stay in booger and hit lots of saliva. Also, can I have a 11-decade extension on the essay about televisions? My mongoose ate it, and now I have to start it all over. Best donkeys, Clawman.
Wow.
Go back to the reason why said person.
They're very rascally and cannot stop recording their tongue.
That's a good one.
This Clawman is a very rascally person. I would believe. I would believe that he's doing
I could see him asking his professor for an 11-decade extension.
And not only that, but if it was instead of tongue, it was his Audi, I could see like, I can't come to class. I'm just sitting here recording my Audi.
I'm just sitting in my car.
Yeah, I would believe that from Clawman.
I do that sometimes.
IRL Twitch streaming.
Well, everyone, that's it for episode 81. I must say I'm very impressed with Triton for not being a windbag and going on a tangent about healthcare reform. Very proud of him. This has been Legally Fartmaster 3000.
Ding, ding, ding. Not Fartmaster. Windbag.
For joining us for REZOcast episode 81. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at, I almost said Legally.
Fartmaster.
Lay flat on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Hove, where can they find you?
Twitter and Twitch. Hove76. I might stream some things, maybe some SNES Classic. I don't know. I say this a lot, and then I don't really do anything.
He's gonna stream some Destiny.
Can you play online with that? I want to play online. Can we do that?
Sure. We can play 2-player Mario Kart.
No, really. Can you play? You can't play online.
I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
This is dumb. I'm returning it. You can find me at Best Buy, returning my SNES Classic. Triton.
Yeah, so you could find me on YouTube and Twitter, all under Triton Please. I would put out Twitch, but that's just probably not happening anytime soon, so mainly those two places. How about you, Mena?
You know what? When you guys said online Mario Kart and all that, I just got upset. I actually just went on a tangent a couple days ago how it's 2018 and we still don't got online Mario Party.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, Nintendo. It would be a great Friday night drunk game, or just just with chat, with subs or whatever. Every red space, take a drink. Every time you lose coins to start, take a drink.
Nintendo, where you at?
Listen, if you guys want it,
we've been craving.
I can definitely make up a drinking game for the podcast.
I have no doubt. Like, I'm not gonna ask you.
We talked about this once.
You tell me on what scale of 1 to Lego after a beer of drunkenness you want to be, and I will make it happen.
I mean, I'd be down. But going back to my spot now, you can find me on Twitch, mainly Twitch, Twitter, at the Manigator. I'm always on Twitch streaming, and I actually attempted to edit something today, and my software crashed. And I don't have anything saved because I'm a rookie again.
I feel like you made that all up.
Me?
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you only because I saw it on Twitter.
Also, I want to point out, you had a hard time using all your words, Mana. I just want you to know that, like, about 30 seconds ago, if you were in this room, you wouldn't have had a hard time using silent but deadly.
See, I was like, man, if only I actually went to T-Bell this past week, I could probably use silent but deadly. But I actually
can make it up and say you went to Taco Bell, right?
I wasn't going to do that. That's cheesing it. Couldn't cheese it.
Cheesing it.
I couldn't cheese it. But the Manigator on all the platforms you can find me on, eventually YouTube. Yeah, I'm making efforts, and I didn't lie about that. You can ask Gunga. I actually kicked her out of voice chat because she was distracting me. Okay.
Well, you can also find more about REZOcast at REZOcast on Twitter. We also have a website, REZOcast.com, if you didn't know that. That's where all the podcast episodes go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I figured. But
I knew that. I know everything.
But for real, we'd love to talk to you at REZOcast. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to leave us a review on iTunes. We really appreciate you working through Apple's clunky system, or Google Play, whatever you use to leave that review. And you can find more about Team Resolute at Team Resolute on Twitter.
No, you can't. Oh wait, yes you can.
Yeah,
forget
on Twitter. I didn't say anything about the website. And I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing something here, Hove.
Well, you normally do blue, but you did that while I was
exactly.
Yeah, generally this is the time where I go, Lego, you can't end the podcast. You didn't mention our sponsor. That's the one thing they ask us to do, and they give us cool shit. So can we just do that, please?
Yeah, they're really the greatest sponsors ever. So
yeah,
thank you, Blue Microphone.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's it, guys. Until next time.
Oh wait, just kidding.
GG.
Bye.
GG's.